Hello and welcome back everybody to game number 2 of Sqreen Squad versus Team Coast Gaming in the Joint Dota League season number 3, the European Division 1. Of course, we are HeflaTV, my name is Coucher, and this time around I also have Mike Lores with me.
Yes, they waited to launch the lobby, and I got in. I got in this time. It was really nice of them to not immediately launch it. But yeah, last game was it was pretty an interesting one, I would say. The early game Skywrath just is a really strong hero, and well, I'm sure Team Coast know about it now. Though they're still banning out the Tusk. I don't know if Tusk is really first ban worthy. Even if if you know the enemy team's really good at it, you probably let them go through a little bit longer.
I mean, I just really would like to know what the thing is behind the Tusk ban, because I mean, I haven't seen Sqreen Squad, so maybe they are just so damn good with it, but I would like to see it if they are, so don't ban it out, man, Coast. Bad boys.
I'm like halfway on the Join Dota page, and it is their most picked hero, so says the Join Dota website. So, I mean, I guess if you get that much practice with the hero, you could realistically make a lot of things happen. The snowball changes recently make it kind of a useful skill to dodge stuff, which ordinarily it wasn't before. But this game, Doom is going to be picked up first. Again, I think Doom was picked up first last game, but Lycan and Shadow Shaman also going to be getting through.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty scary already for Sqreen Squad. Of course, having a Lycan on the Radiant side isn't as scary, but the pushing power is exactly the same still. You just won't be able to get the Roche as easily. But man, Lycan and Shadow Shaman, do you think we're gonna see some more push coming out, or is Team Ghost just kind of gonna stabilize and just get the best of every aspect?
I think, right, it'll depend on what supports the Sqreen Squad pick up. If they get something like an Earthshaker or whatever, then Team Coast will be a little bit less inclined to go for more pushing. But should the Sqreen Squad pick up heroes like Skywrath and Doom, who can't really do much about pushing, then if Team Coast go really deep into that strategy, then Sqreen Squad will be in for a little bit of trouble. I'm just taking a quick look at some of the previous drafts that Sqreen Squad have played out, and it looks like they do play some pretty weird heroes. Like Tusk is there, I see an Omni Knight, so hopefully they pull out something a little bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always hoping. I mean, I guess the viewers, the casters, are always hoping for something weird to come out. It rarely happens though, unfortunately. And a lot of the times that you do see something weird, that weird kind of lineup just gets stomped or something, so...
Like
There's a fine line between just going weird and experimenting and actually having a well thought and practiced out lineup.
Yeah, but you have to eventually choose that one weird matchup multiple times in order for it to get practice and then for it to get good. So, yeah, I'm all for teams going for weird lineups, but as it stands right now, it looks like Team Coast, they are going to be protecting their push just a little bit with that Earthshaker ban. However, Sqreen Squad, with the Death Prophet ban of their own, plus the Viper ban, they're going to make it difficult for Team Coast to get a real good push comp going, though still they could go for a Pugna, and I wouldn't mind seeing that from them.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it as well, that whether Sqreen Squad should have just banned out the Pugna instead of the Viper, for example, because Pugna overall is just really strong pusher, as well as just the Netherworld against Skywrath Mage. We already saw it in one game today, I believe, and it can be devastating.
Yeah, in that particular game, Pugna didn't really get going ever, but the Skywrath Mage still got destroyed by the Netherward. In Doom, you don't really think about that much, but also the passive mana drain aspect of Netherward, when you're working with someone who's kind of low on mana like the Doom, then it can possibly come into play, though normally won't see that much. Ancient Apparition, another counter push hero, another hero that adds a lot to Sqreen's early game, and that Chilling Touch is going to be now denied to them. It's Team Coast for the third pick. Yeah, I'm all aboard the Pugna train, though I wouldn't mind seeing something like an Nature's Prophet either with that Howl synergy.
Yeah, definitely I wouldn't either. I mean, just anything that has any kind of units or minions to summon, just Nature Prophet, Enigma, or just somebody to build a Necrobook for them even. So Team Ghost, they have a couple of options. The Pugna is definitely one. They pick up a Mirana for the time being as immediate Wraith King pick for Sqreen Squad. Wraith King, Skywrath Mage, it is a pretty damn potent roaming duo.
Yeah, the stun into just magic damage early on, then once Skywrath Mage gets level 6 is really nice. Team Coast, though, they're going to pick up the Nature's Prophet a little bit later than I would have expected. That Mirana pickup, I feel like it doesn't really fit for them. It is going to combo really well with their Shadow Shaman, but yeah, now Sqreen Squad picking up the Tinker. They have picked up this hero quite a few times in the past, and it's just a great hero to have versus Lycan and Nature's Prophet. When they're trying to push, when they're trying to be rats and split push your team back, Tinker can single-handedly take care of the side lanes while at the same time helping in team fights. Wall of machines, wall of missiles is really hard to get through.
Yeah, most certainly is, and maybe, just maybe Team Ghost should have even banned it out and Sqreen actually the 5th ban now, the Storm Spirit. So I was thinking about Team Ghost that they could have gone for a Storm Spirit, but no, they go for an Enigma now. So how, or I guess Mirana mid lane or Lycan mid lane with Nature's Prophet off lane, Enigma jungle, Shadow Shaman support of course, and either Mirana or Lycan safe.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Mirana Shadow Shaman just be played as support. Put Enigma, Nature's Prophet, and Lycan as core roles, because the only way this game is going to go really well for Team Coast is if they turn up the aggression really quickly. And that is not going to happen if the Tinker gets levels. So the #1 objective for Team Coast should be kill the Tinker, shut him down. Shadow Shaman Mirana, I think, has the highest chance of doing that, especially when Nature's Prophet can teleport in. So you have to find the kills on the Tinker and make sure that your Enigma and Nature's Prophet are ready to push. Because if this game drags on a little bit too late, then the pushing from Team Coast is not going to do a damn thing.
Yeah, it's definitely Team Coast. They lack the actually ability with their heroes to deal with the Tinker efficiently. Storm Spirit, of course, was banned. They don't have the Clockwork or maybe a Spectre even either. So if this Tinker just gets rolling, gets those early booster travels, they blink after that soon as well, it's gonna be just so hard for Team Coast. Of course, if they go for mass Necrobox and having the mass Serpent boards and whatnot, they still will be able to take down towers most likely, but it just might cost them a lot while doing so, or just being slowed down enough so that Sqreen Squad, the rest of their heroes, can farm up maybe the core items that they need to just properly clash while Team Coast is pushing.
If you're a Sqreen Squad, are you looking at something more counter pushy here, or do you think Tinker is enough? Like, do you think they'll go really deep and pick up the Keeper of the Light? Because there's a lot of units to kill in the Treants and the Eidolons.
I wouldn't be too opposed to a Keeper of Light, but it would mean that the Wraith King actually has to get a pretty sizable amount of farm there as well to be able to keep up. Of course, Tinker and the Doombringer already, just if they are farmed as cores, they can do so much by themselves. The Keeper of Light just might be a little bit of overkill, but then again, what other support could be better here?
I feel like just getting any support with some AoE will be fine. Or Vengeful Spirit. Okay, so a little bit more damage, helping out with the Wraith King's damage output will certainly help for the Lycan, getting a little bit of lockdown there. With Vengeful Spirit stun plus the Wraith King stun and the swap, they should have enough to lock down a Lycan, even though he will have Shapeshift and Mirana as well.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I guess you can stop the Black Hole as well, so that's gonna be good. And Afterlife, he played the offlane Faceless Void last game around, so might be a carry Vengeful actually with a Wraith King support. Sqreen was playing the support Mirana last game, so if that's anything to go by, we're looking at a Vengeful carry.
I think, I don't know how much I like this. I do like the fact that Vengeful Spirit, once she hits level 6, if she does hit it really quickly, is such a huge hero to have in your game. But as far as roaming is concerned, the difference between Vengeful Spirit and Wraith King is very minimal. Like, they both have the stun and they both do some pretty good damage. And Skywrath Mage is going to be supporting, I'm assuming, unless we're going to be seeing him in a very weird role this game. But then at that point it becomes who's a better hero to have farm on, Wraith King or Vengeful Spirit. I still think the answer to that is Wraith King, but hell, it looks like they could still switch it up. But it looks like right now it is going to be a core Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a core Vengeful Spirit somehow, it's only played by CIS teams, like only the Russian teams go for it. I don't know what's the case with that, but they're really fond of it. You know, Empire ran it a couple of times, Power Rangers as well, Virtus Pro. So, I don't know if it's just inside secret or something.
Yeah, the power of the core Spirit involves mainly being matched up against Batrider so that you can snap that lasso. That's when Vengeful Spirit, as a hero in general, is at her strongest. Also, though, having a swap really early means that you could save your allies while at the same time getting yourself into the fight. Usually, as a support, if you're saving your allies, you don't want to be getting yourself into the fight because you'll just die. But if you're actually farmed up, then you want to be in the middle so that you could get in there and actually do damage while at the same time saving your softer Skywrath Mage or maybe even the Tinker.
It's just Vengeful Spirit carry. It really comes down a lot to just personal decision making, when to go in, when to just swap people out or something. Because if you just swap yourself in and suddenly find yourself in the middle of 5 heroes, you're like, oh crap. But we'll see how good the decision making for Afterlife is gonna be. And actually, just judging, looking at the lineups, how many minutes of this game do you think we'll see?
I think it's either going to be 25 minutes or 50 minutes. Depending
Which
on
one are
whether
you
or not-
hoping for?
Yeah, I always like it when a team picks a strategy that has a very clear goal and they stick to it and they succeed. So I'm pulling for Team Coast here to even up the series.
You mean
In that
I
25
just
minutes.
I have to agree with you to the point that just it's always nice to see teams drafting a strategy and just executing it. So I wouldn't mind seeing that either. And of course I kind of hate Tinker, especially March of the Machines, so
Yeah, that's a Tinker.
that spell is just ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, and it's I guess the only way you nerf it is by hitting the mana cost and the numbers. I don't know. I feel like it's a hard hero to balance just because he has that rearm. So anything you hit is gonna have pretty large repercussions. ETA 5 minutes. What are you doing, man? Get back here.
I have no idea, man. At least I'm not alone for this pause now. That's a good sign, but Coast, Ape Mother, well, I guess E skills, what? So, oh never mind, it's gonna be a Mint Mirana. I guess we talked about it as well before. For a second I was like, wait, what? But we had it covered before. So Ape Mother, just most likely Lycan safe lane with Frigolite and Shadow Shaman supporting and Steph style jungling up.
Yeah, I don't mind this too much. As I said before, it's very important for Coast to get these kills on Tinker. Shadow Shaman is obviously going to be played as support. That's a given. Whether the Mirana is sitting in lane waiting for Frigolite to initiate or going along with Frigolite and trying to initiate, the difference isn't that major. Like, there's actually no difference there. So they'll be able to have Shadow Shaman's power, Mirana's power, and possibly Steph Styles' power if he does get a smoke in with some Eidolons. And then, of course, always the Nature's Prophet can teleport in as well. So, yeah, I think this is fine for Team Coast, though. In general, I'm not really a fan of mid lane Mirana. I feel like she's one of the crappiest mid lanes in the game.
Yeah, I saw a mid lane Mirana, I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was just god awful. Didn't get anything accomplished either, so... I mean, doesn't have the best attack animation. The base damage is rather low as well. I mean, you more or less just have to go for a Wraith Band to be able to actually last it even there. But up against the Tinker, I guess you can at least get some guaranteed farm just from a distance and have a leap to escape any incoming ganks.
Yeah, but at the same time, she's dealing with the Skywrath Mage and what looks like a Wraith King support duo, so getting hit with an Ancient Seal really, really hurts if you're Mirana, because, as you said, she is reliant on Leap to survive, but aside from that, she has low HP, she only has 1 armor, she usually has to go for a whole bunch of stat items to compete with the last hits with the Tinker, because she right now has a base damage disadvantage. She'll need a Wraith Band plus branches and then pooled tangos, which means she'll get a bottle really late. So, I don't know, I feel like the Mirana mid lane isn't going to have the best time in this game unless the Shadow Shaman and what looks like Steph Styles Enigma are going to be playing a really large role in that mid lane.
Yeah, how much do you actually think Steph Style is gonna rotate on the Enigma? A lot of Enigmas just choose to farm up in the jungle, just get the fast Soul Ring, mech to follow up and then come out. But...
I mean, either way, if he does choose to rotate, then, again, I feel like Coast win if they slow down the Tinker. Even if Enigma is farming up, he gets a Soul Ring, he gets Black Hole, gets maxed out demonic conversions. Those conversions aren't going to be doing anything when they're in the March of the Machines. They'll just be food for the Tinker. So it's like, well, congratulations, Enigma. You farmed all this time to do absolutely nothing.
yeah, it's a really valid point, to be honest, and... I mean, I guess the entirety of Coast lineup, they have to just dread the Tinker most of all at the moment. At least out of the 4 heroes that Sqreen Squad has. Or 5 heroes. Oh man, this pauses just mess with your brain somehow.
Oh yeah, it messes with the players' brains too, like it's shown in the minimap.
I mean, usually they just start throwing something, but it's just all-out spam now. So it's Frigolite
No,
as well as Steph style, I think, just going berserk. But oh, he picked up the hero.
I'm pretty sure they're drawing the ganking paths that they're gonna take just for these supports.
Well, to be honest, if it's like a 40-minute game, it might even be true by the end of it. It's just there's no times to when they have to cross some certain paths.
All right, so it looks like we are now in this game. We'll see how these lanes are actually going to shape up. On the coast side, eSkills, well, we talked about Mirana going mid. For now, she's going up top. We'll see if she stays there or not. Frigolite going to be joining her as the Shadow Shaman. Steph Style is going to be heading towards the jungle, it looks like, as Enigma mid lane. It's going to be handled by Ape Mother's Lycan. That leaves Solon on the bottom lane, Nature's Prophet. We are a little bit wrong. It's going to be a dual lane Mirana combo.
Yeah, and on the off lane as well, so I guess we were indeed a little bit wrong. But for Sqreen Squad at the moment, they look like they're going for an aggressive try with Afterlife on the Vengeful Spirit Sqreen, playing the Wraith King, leaving Slander on the Skyroth Mage, mid lane taken up by ZXC on the Tinker, and the last one there for them will be Nubik on the Doombringer. And to be honest, I think Ghost, they might have even guessed Sqreen Squad to go for an aggressive tri lane like this, because if they went for like a Lycan, Shadow Shaman, dual lane safe, they wouldn't have been able to do anything against the tri lane pretty much. And Solan, usually just probably used to go against the tri lane anyway on the off lane, so he's going to be rather finer than Nature's Prophet. And Frigolite, together with E-skills against Doombringer, should be easy farm for them. So if Coast were expecting this and it's the reasoning, it's a pretty solid one.
And Nature's Prophet is not going to have the best time down here because there are so many stuns. It's so dangerous down here. Is just the amount of magic damage that
actually Nubik might be in some trouble as well. The shackles are there, but he's going to be able to run away. I mean, Steph Style, he of course went for the money conversions rather than just having the Malphite, so he's going to be fine.
Yeah. Doom manages to survive, but I think that's kind of a precedent of things to come. He's going to have to worry about an Enigma who's in his own jungle. He's going to have to worry about the stun combination between Mirana and Shadow Shaman, so Doom shouldn't get that much, but he could just leave and be completely fine if he wants to. Like, he could pseudo jungle and do it exactly what he's doing, handle the pulls and stuff like that. But yeah, going back to the bottom lane, Nature's Prophet, he's very vulnerable in this lane, so he's going to have to do some really good work with the treants, pulling the creeps and stuff if he wants to get any farm.
Yeah, it's just, there are literally 3 ways to stop him from TPing out.
Top lane.
Oh man.
Top lane arrow does land on Nubik, being set up by a shackle from Shadow Shaman. It's a very, very nice combo, and E-skills draws first blood. Now, normally Shackle's not the best combo with Sacred Arrow, but E-skills was in the right position, so he didn't have to reposition himself too much before he shot that one. So very nice first blood for the Mirana.
Yeah, just exactly what they need as well at the moment. They need to get off to a good start, get the early level, especially the Shadow Shaman, just having the Mass Serpent Wars as early as possible. Just, it's a huge aspect to strengthen outer push, and Mass Serpent Wars, of course, they don't really care about March to the Machines, so that's one thing they have going for them, even if the Tinker just has those boosted travels early on. But bottom lane, looks like Sqreen Squad, they already want to just apply a pretty decent amount of pressure on the tower here.
And they're doing it pretty easily. The Wraith King is very, very far behind the tower, and though the Nature's Prophet trying to do his best with those treants to pull the aggro, which is not happening as Slender is even going to take the creep wave away from the Nature's Prophet. I think this might be time for Nature's Prophet to bail. Maybe split the Dire jungle with the Enigma, because if he stays in his own jungle, he's not going to get much done. But it looks like Doom on the top lane might be set up upon. Steph Style is in the area, though he doesn't have any conversions. If they get an arrow on the Doom, then he might go down, but I don't know if that's going to happen just yet. Steph Style, I think he was just spotted by the creep wave, so Nubik should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little bit weird what Steph Style was doing. I was expecting him to just create the money conversions off the pool camp already, just get the Eidolons going, and diving with Eidolons is just so easy because they can not only tank it up, they just provide so much extra damage as well. But looks they had slightly different plans in mind. Bottom lane, Solan just sitting at the tower screen. They're directing the creep waves so damn often at the moment. And I guess Afterlife, as long as he's getting the creep kills, it's all fine for him.
If you're going to be if you're going to have a core spirit on your team, then this is the kind of lane play that you want to have. You want to zone out the enemy super, super aggressively, while at the same time pushing their towers with your wave, with the Ring Basilius active, getting that Vengeance Aura for additional damage. So, I mean, the Sqreen squad, they're playing this lane pretty well, and they're shutting down the Nature's Prophet in a pretty big way, though they are going to lose the top tier 1 tower before they get anything down bottom. That's not even with the full pushing force of Team Coast. Tinker not yet at the levels or at the gold amount to contribute to any of the counter push.
And actually, what Solan did at that moment was pretty nice. He created 3 ends and started TPing out straight afterwards, so Sqreen squad, they went under the tower a little bit, but it's actually, he's back now on the lane already. The tower, it's gonna stay alive maybe for another extra minute, if even that. The creep wave, even a catapult comes in, the siege creep. So most likely it's gonna be a tier 1, but of course tier 1 already fell top lane, and it doesn't look like Coast they want to stop with the push. I mean, they have the Eidolons, Nubik is horrible for counter pushing pretty much on the Doombringer, and E-skills, he's going in so aggressive as well. Frigolith, can he get the Hex, the Shackles, maybe anything? E-skills, the arrow does land, it's enough for the Shackles to follow up. Should be an easy kill really here, just a few right clicks, Ether Shock, and bye-bye Enigma, or the Doombringer rather.
That's the type of start you want from a pushing lineup. 2 kills up, 4 minutes in. Already 1 tower down. A lot earlier, I thought, than a tower would actually be brought down. And they don't even have Nature's Prophet in the area yet. They don't have a maxed out Howl. In fact, Howl is only level 1. But with all those Eidolons working away, I think they might just secure themselves a tier 2. Sqreen squad, they are slowly mobilizing up on top, but I don't think they're going to get here in time. Damage isn't that high from Coast up on top lane. Like, there's no Serpent Wards. The Eidolons are only level 2. But they're working on this tower. They're going to bring it down awfully low.
Oh, and Stephstein actually might be in trouble. Sqreen, they're going to find him. Concussive Shot to slow him down. Great Fire Blast to follow. Even Afterlife comes in on the Vengeful Spirit. Magic Missile up, and just, that was a really easy kill. And Sqreen actually wants to go for more as well. E-skills, doesn't have enough mana for the leap, but Sqreen, he's just so far ahead of his team, so doesn't even want to waste the mana.
Yeah, Enigma sitting right south of that tier 2 tower, always a very risky place to be, like no matter who you are. If you're an Enigma, well, that's no exception. So, going to give a kill to the Sqreen squad. The Sqreen Mage going to be picking that one up. So, a pretty helpful kill for the Sqreen squad, though. The push is far from over. Their Tinker, though, is having the time of his life. He's second most in the gold per minute. He's outlaning the Lycan pretty decently, although the Lycan is doing fairly well considering the matchup. He might be in a little bit of trouble, though, as Sqreen as well as Slender. They're both looking at this Lycan, but he has Shapeshift, so it's going to be a tough kill.
Yeah, I mean, they really need the Ancient Seal to hit with the Ray Fire Blast to follow up. And the March of the Machines, I think, needs to be down before as well. But actually, Frigolith, they're going to run into Sqreen and Slender. Oh, they just make it out in time. Arrow will fly and actually maybe connect as well. No, just between them.
Well, Mirana has left the top lane regardless. She has a Ring of Aquila up, but she's only level 4. I think Coast might want to just play it a little bit slower right now. Their Shadow Shaman get him to level 6. Get the Lycan a couple more levels of Howl. Get Solan a couple more levels so that he can teleport more reliably. At that point, you should probably look to make your pushing, but they are feeling the pressure from this Tinker. They want to get this Tinker killed, but they just can't make it happen as the top courier might be in a little trouble. Skills. E-skills going to leap forward for it. Needs one more hit. That's going to be a courier kill. That's 2 smokes and a sentry down. That's a pretty big one.
And bottom lane, actually, Sqreen Mage goes down. Now the Eidolons with the Howl. Sqreen might be in some trouble as well. Solan, he doesn't have his Sprout anymore. Already used one, so a courier as well as 1 kill. That's just excellent for Coast. Just more gold all the way.
Yeah, so they're gonna get themselves some pretty nice items. I don't know who's gonna be going for a mech. I imagine it would be Enigma, though. Let's see if he purchased up the buckler. Yeah, Enigma is going to be going for a mech, so that'll certainly be helpful. They also need to be going for a pipe, however, because as much as gold as they're getting, they're not shutting down the Tinker at all, and that's really crucial for them. So Fuji Travels are up in 300. He already has maxed out March of the Machines. They're going to look for Afterlife, which is going to be another nice kill to have, but I don't really know if it's going to be enough because, again, they have this Tinker. Maybe I'm overstating the importance of Tinker in this game, but I still think it's the top objective for Coast.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Boots of Trials now as well if he wants to purchase it. Actually, just purchases it as well. Of course, he has to run all the way home if he actually wants the recipe since the courier got killed. But Afterlife, on the Vengeful, getting some nice farm now as well, farming up some of the Eidolons. Tier 1 tower down to half HP, but Sqreen is smoked up with Slender. They might get themselves actually an easy kill, like whatever target they go for, but Solan already backed off, back to base to reaching up, and Steph Style also going back into the jungle to farm.
And top lane, Frigolith and E-skills, they're looking for Nubik, and he's already at 500 HP. I don't really know why he started out that low, but...
Oh, but Steph Style gonna go down as well, probably slowed down, and so in the end, they 1 for 1. Doombringer, his Hand of Midas is gonna be off cooldown in 3 seconds. So maybe a little bit of a more important kill, but rather even.
Yeah, and losing your Enigma isn't that big of a deal. Of course, you would want to have your mech up faster, and you want this guy to hit level 7 so that you can get demonic conversions plus black hole. But I don't know, Coast, they need to start making some plays right now. Getting the kill on the Doom is great, but now Tinker could do stuff like this on the top lane. Just teleport up, shred the lane, teleport back home, reap the benefits. And well, Coast, they need to find an opening on this Tinker if they want to take a tower down. They can push very quickly if they find that opening, but that's a pretty big if.
Yeah, actually they have Mass Serpent work now as well, so just their power to split push if it comes down to that is a lot greater. But Frigolith, of course, can't catch up to ZXC, who has Boots of Travels, 405 movement speed to 340.
Alright.
Well, Soul Ring is going to be there for ZXC as well now, so he can spam out the spells a lot more often. Afterlife just has Face Boots, Ring of Passy, and actually a Ring of Regen as well. So do you think Vengeful is going for 4-staff now?
It's either Force Staff or Vlad's, and I feel like Force Staff would certainly benefit herself and the team a lot more, so it's got to be the Force Staff. I mean, Vlad's, it's a nice item to have, but she doesn't really need to go for it. Now Malphus onto the VS, though Phase Boots does keep her alive. They're going to try to make a push, tapping on this bottom lane. Howl is only level 1, however, so not too much extra damage, and yeah, the Tinker is here. Though they can split push somewhat effectively, Lycan is always going to be able to do that, and Solan, yeah, teleports right to the mid lane. They don't have Serpent Wards in the area. Frigolith's still up top, but they'll be able to clear out a lot of these creeps and bring this tower down awfully low before the Tinker does come in. However, Concussive Shot will fly 8 Mother. Not too healthy, doesn't even have enough mana for a Shapeshift, and East Skills will manage to dodge out from the Vengeful Spirit. Looks like everyone should be fine, as maybe not Frigolith. He's doomed up, but I think he should be okay as well.
Yeah, he just got doomed, but the TP came in almost immediately. I think it's Steph style TPing on the Enigma. So Nubik definitely didn't want to take the chances, just getting black holed up under the tower or something like that. But this Tinker, man, he got such early Boots of Travels, and we already see that Coast, already 2 pushes have just been stopped by that one hero. And they really have to find the opening to split push properly without Tinker being able to just go from lane to lane. They have to make sure that the Tinker is occupied on that one lane. Or just get the kill on him somehow.
Obviously the kill would be ideal, but that's really hard to do. And now arrow will be thrown. Nubik will barely dodge that one. So if he got hit, the neutrals would have helped out as well. But E-Skill's still around, and here comes a double damage Lycan. Already shapeshifted Nubik is going to get pawed down really easily. They could get kills on Doom all day, but they still aren't capitalizing on towers. That's what they need to take. But I'm going to run something by you. What do you think about Coast just sacking their push strat right now and just saying, okay, we're going to go into the late game? What happens then?
To be honest, I think it wouldn't be even that bad for them if Lycan just went for the carry-ish kind of build, just Basher into Abyssal Blade, just getting an AC as well. I mean, just having the black hole is always going to be a huge nuisance. Nature Prophet can just rat it out and be a carry as well. And I think it would be actually not a bad decision at all by them. They can still split push a moderate amount with just the heroes they have. They just don't have to go all out at all.
Well, E-Skills seems to agree with you, because 11 minutes in with this core Mirana, she's switched up from the Phase Boots and Aquila to pick up a Hand of Midas. So looks like Coast, they are going to switch gears a little bit, and though they will always have that split push as you mentioned, they're going to go for a little bit of something different. Now Frigolith might dodge the stun, he will dodge it. E-Skills should be fine as well. He's quick with those Phase Boots. Everyone on the top lane is going to get out alive in the meantime. Lycan is going to be doing wolf things over in the mid lane. Tinker will come and shut this down, but still, any point of damage you can put on those towers is permanent.
I mean, it's Coast, to be honest, if they really do decide to go more to the late game, well, as Nature Prophet picks up his own Hand of Midas as well, that definitely isn't a surprise of any sort, I guess. But if they do so, will they have enough space to farm? And of course, for Sqreen Squad, the thing is that when you have a Tinker, at least they do have a Doombringer with a Hand of Midas, so Devour plus Midas will be guaranteed gold, even if you don't have too much space to farm, since Tinker is going to take up all the lanes. So at least they have that one other core hero can farm regardless whether the Tinker soaks up pretty much everything. But
and also if it does come super late, then Vengeful Spirit as a late game hero isn't really ideal. Like, she can do some pretty serious damage, but she dies very, very easily, especially when she's focused down by the all the units of Coast that they will have in those fights. So I think it actually benefits Coast quite a bit if they just go for this late game play, and we'll see if the Squeeze Squad could actually punish this at all by turning up the aggression. But as it stands right now, they're struggling to find any openings.
Yeah, the only thing that if Coast want to go for the late game, they just always have to be aware of the fact that Sqreen Squad, they are on the dire side. They have the minus armor from the Vengeful, so just getting Roche is something that Sqreen Squad will just probably get the majority of the time at the tower. Will it get denied? Yes, probably will. And the Tomb gets the deny, but if Coast, if they're just able to accept the fact that if they go late, and even with the Aegis is probably gonna go for Sqreen Squad's favor, if they just are willing to take that risk, then why not? I mean, Aegis or not, who's gonna carry the Aegis? And Sqreen Squad, they don't actually have too much push themselves. So Coast, even if their push will stop by the Tinker, at least they won't lose too much in return as far as towers are concerned.
Yeah, I think there's always a possibility that we're not respecting this Vengeful Spirit enough as a core, but I feel like I've seen enough core attempts at Vengeful Spirit to say that if you are not dominating at this stage of the game, if you're not dominating the game at 20 minutes, then she's just going to fall off really, really hard. Even if she does have an Aegis, like, she's just not going to be able to contribute enough. And well, Coast, they managed to take out all the tier 1 towers now. Their pushing did come together, although it was a little bit messy. Force staff forward onto Frigolite. He's going to get stunned up, and Afterlife is going to get almost a solo kill, though Tinker is going to be able to take that one. Free kill on the Shadow Shaman, so that's a nice start. As in the meantime, they just profit up top. Like playing some games with Nubik, he's going to pop off his Scorcher. He's still circling around, and yeah, I don't think he realizes where Nature's Prophet went.
I mean, that he just got choked. There's no way around it. I mean, I was so sure just Doom up, easy kill, but playing ring around the Rosie. Steph style though might be in some trouble as well. Yes, the smoke breaks, they see him, they get the slow, silenced up as well, Mystic Flare to follow. So easy kill on Enigma. He got his mech before dying though, at the very least. At the Eidolons, bring down Slender low, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, there's no teleportation, there's no Wrath of Nature, and I think Solon, even if he did have teleportation, he probably wouldn't have gone for that because he himself has a hand of Midas. So Coast, they're working with double Midases. They're in it for the very long haul. With the amount of rat and split push they have due to pretty much all their heroes, they'll be able to pressure the Squeeze Squad pretty heavily. Although Squeeze Squad, they've gotten themselves a couple of openings in the last couple of minutes. So if they could continue to find those, then that'll be really great for them because they're going to be inevitably flooded by a lot of gold, seeing as though they are currently one hand of Midas down.
Nubik actually tombs up Solan, but we'll get there. No, the creep eats it. Oh my god. Fell Spirit for the win, and now Nubik still dropping low. Starstorm is there, but ZXC joins the fight, lasers up the E-skills, and they just lose a hero, and this neutral creep just tanked up an arrow for Nubik, man.
What a hero. In the meantime, 8 Mother is going to be dueling with the Wraith King, though it looks like the main fight's going to happen up top where Frigolite's being focused down by Slender. Yeah, Wraith King just distracting the Lycan as the Skywrath Mage gets a free kill. But yeah, seriously, MVP, that little neutral creep that usually doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and the 8 Mother is gonna go down now as well. I mean, he got silenced up. First, the Rayfire Blast, Magic Missile to follow, Ancient Seal just to make sure that there's no Shapeshift coming out. So suddenly Sqreen Squad, they're just finding so many kills all around.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Like, this isn't even the first time I've seen this. Many times teams, after having a failed pushing strat in the first couple minutes of the game, they try to change gears and then they just completely fall apart. I thought that was just a weird scenario that happened in one of those games, but it looks like it's something that happens quite often as, well, teams are struggling to play the way they should. They're not playing defensively, Coast. They're still in the mindset of pushing, though they don't have the items to back it up.
Yeah, they're getting closer to them at least, but I mean, even though he has the mech, it's just, he himself is still pretty squishy, as is the Shadow Shaman. So just being able to survive the bombardment of the Tinker already, like, one heat-seeking missile plus laser, and you're down to like 30% of HP when you're either the Shadow Shaman or Enigma. Definitely not an easy position to be in. And 8 Mother, while he has the Necro level 1, he still needs quite a lot to actually get it up to level 3, because level 1 Necro book is just more or less fodder for the Tinker, and speaking of Tinker, he has himself take on level 1 now.
Yeah, this Tinker's going to get some pretty nice items moving forward, and now he could 100% solo kill. Well, let's take a quick look. He could easily kill off the Shadow Shaman. Enigma with the mech might be a little bit harder if he's quick on the draw. Nature's Prophet vulnerable, Mirana vulnerable. It's going to be really tough for Coast to withstand this burst, so they have to rely on their positioning in order to keep themselves safe. But in the meantime, Squeeze Squad, they're in the Roshan pit. They will be scouted out by some of the Eidolons, and I don't know if Coast want to contest this. They have a black hole, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard, especially considering that the Rosh is going actually pretty damn fast. Sqreen, he tanked it up all the way. He has the reincarnation, so he doesn't care if he dies. And Coast, they're just getting nothing in return. I mean, they're trying to push out the top lane, but tier 2 is already down there. And there's no way they're going to reach a tier 3 before... Oh, they are almost landing on ZXC, but there's no way Coast is going to reach tier 3 before ZXC gets in position for the March of the Machines.
Yeah, unfortunately those Eidolons actually timed out right before they actually entered the Roshan pit, I believe, so they didn't even know about it, and if they did, I'm sure they would have been pushing something or anything. They would have done something aside from just sit around, so they lose the Aegis, they lose the Roshan, and, well, they're kind of getting pressured hard in this mid lane. Double damage on Afterlife, has level 2 swap with Force Staff, so the initiation range from the Squeeze Squadron is absolutely huge. So Coast, they have to make something happen, but it looks like that something is going to be a defense, at least a defense attempt. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, that's just Sqreen. He's just gonna lose his reincarnation. The Doom goes out onto Step Style. He can't do anything. Ape Mother shapeshift bot, but can they catch up to anybody? Nice leap torch from E-Skills, but Nubik, he's on the run now. He has the Aegis, of course, doesn't care too much. Nice 4-step from Afterlife, and everybody's back to safety, but man, this reincarnation pop. Oh, never mind, Frigolith, he's gonna go down. Nubik, he comes in, massive pet wars are down, the Hexer is there. Nubik, is he gonna be able to survive? No, he's not. Aegis down, Sprout up onto ZXC as well. It's gonna be the most important kill of all for them. Arrow does connect, so they will kill the Tinker. He doesn't have a buyback, he's down for 50 seconds. So if Coast want to push, this is the opening.
Yeah, this is the time to take a tier 2 tower, maybe even tap at the high ground a little bit, because the Tinker doesn't have buyback either, so Coast at the very least, they're going to go as far as they can until the Tinker buys back, and well, they are going to soon find out the Tinker has no buyback. They don't have a Howl yet, it's going to be up another 20 seconds, but still they'll be able to put a lot of pressure on this. As Mother does get hit with the Stun and the Mystic Flare and the Magic Missile. He's going to die in an instant. They get a little bit of damage on the Wraith King in retaliation, but with no Lycan, they actually can't sustain this push as the Enigma does get swapped back right into the clutches of Nubik. Mech will pop off those, Enigma keeps himself alive for a little while longer, but the magic damage is there. Doom will secure that kill, and Coast, they pushed a little bit too far. They bring the tower down to half HP, which is all well and good, but losing 2 heroes in exchange is not something that I would want to have happen.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most optimal thing, but they did get the tier 2 as well. And actually, I just noticed it on the ground now that the Tire Courier died in the last fight as well. The boar is just dead in the river in the mid lane. It's like, what? But wow, ZXC got the kill on the Nature Prophet solo. Dagon coming in to help there. But Coast, at least they got the towers down. I mean, that's ultimately what they need to do, although they are losing quite a lot doing so. I mean, they do have, what, a 2 tower advantage, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, never mind, it's gonna be more. A 4 tower advantage, man. I suck at counting, but they're only 2,000 gold ahead and they're 6,000 XP behind, and they had an Enigma in the jungle who's gonna get stunned up. No black hole for him. Mystic Flare, he's actually gonna get soaked up by E-Skills a little bit. It's a 1-for-1 so far. The Doom comes out to E-Skills as well, but Ape Mother gonna chase down Nubik. Oh, easy Afterlife, he goes in for the swap. Suicidal though, he's gonna go down in the turn, and well, he saves the Doom, but is it worth it?
I don't really know if it's worth it. If this was a support Venge, I would say definitely, but Doom dies in the end. Wrath of Nature. No, wait, Doom just got teleported upon? Yeah,
it was Wrath of Nature plus TP and just 2 right clicks.
Alright, well, those Observer Wards for Coast coming in big. Unfortunately, though, they get 3 kills, which is fantastic for them, but they don't get the kill. They don't kill the Tinker, which means they can't actually push anything.
And this game Coast, they're definitely on the back foot at the moment. And to be honest, even Sqreen on the Wraith King, he can transition into a semi-carry or actually a late game carry as well later on. He has face boots as well as not drums of Neos, but just the bracers at the moment, 1.5k on top. Probably saving for a blink down now though.
Alright, so we'll see what the next objective is going to be for either of these sides. Unfortunately, for Coast, they can't have Shadow Shaman do any split pushing. They can't have, like, Nature's Prophet do any split pushing, or at least not too deep, because they have to respect this Tinker burst. He has proven that he can kill the Nature's Prophet solo. Of course, that means he could kill pretty much every other hero solo, although there might be a trap in the bottom lane. Tinker, he's going to blink to the south, but they have Midnight Pulse and the Malphus. They see him in the trees. Can they kill him off with the Ghost Scepter? They might be able to. Oh, yes, they will, but Enigma does trade his life in the end. This is a Tinker down. That means a tier 2 tower opening.
I mean, I actually would thought that maybe just go for straight up black hole, ensure the kill, of course. If you don't really need the black hole for the kill and you can get it otherwise, it's all good and well, but if the Enigma would be alive, that would be a mech for them as well as just extra pushing power. But they will get the tier 2 for sure. I mean, they have Necro level 3 coming up from Ape Mother, Necro level 1 from Solan as well. Can maybe force out the buyback, or if not, just do considerable amount of damage to the tier 3.
Oh, they're going to try to force out the buyback, but they're going to get stunned up. E skills going to take that one. Ape Mother in the front will dodge the Mystic Flare this time as they do force the fortification. But all those units with the Howl bonus, as now Sqreen going to get trapped in the Sprout. He will get swapped this time, but Reincarnation does pop in the end. Still Tinker another 15 seconds off as Doom does jump in. We'll get the Doom onto Big Blue to nurse her for Mars in this fight. He will drop as Ape Mother does take a magic straight to the face. Stars will do a lot of damage to the Sqreen squad, but even with the Maelstrom block, it does not do enough. Ape Mother's still alive as Step Style does return. He's going to go for a stun onto Slender. It looks like the Midnight Pulse will burn the Skywrath Mage down, but Tinker has respawned, and just like that, everyone from Coast has to back off.
Actually, they didn't get too much damage on the tower at all. Just about a quarter, a little bit extra. But 2 towers are down to rather low HP, so the next time around, if they can get the kill on Tinker and just have all of their heroes survive, especially having the Mass Serpent Force on top of that, rather unfortunate that Shadow Shaman got doomed like that, and just nice decision making by the Doombringer himself, just going for it. But Coast, I mean, it just goes to show that if you get 1 kill on Tinker, it's pretty damn scary because they did get tier 2 and already threatened tier 3 as well. So just being up against such a pushing lineup, you can't really slip up at all almost.
Yeah, and everyone from Coast, they're going to be actively hunting for those Tinker kills. They have a Blink Dagger on Enigma, which is certainly going to be helpful. Obviously, the Nature's Prophet can teleport in at the drop of the hat. If they pick up a Blink Dagger on Shadow Shaman at a reasonable timing, then they could actually kind of reliably go for Tinker kills, aside from, you know, random Steph style blinking everywhere or random arrows from E skills, stuff like that. For now, Squeeze Squad, they are all smoked up though. Wraith King has picked himself up a Blink Dagger, so they do have some pretty good initiation. That, plus the 4-staff swap in, they will run into Nature's Prophet, it looks like. Nature's Prophet has a lot of backup behind him, so this could be ultimately pretty bad for the Squeeze Squad, but it's actually going to be Steph Style who's going to breach the high ground. He will stand still, and he's going to, well, juke out the Mystic Flare. All things considered, that could have gone a lot worse for Coast.
Yeah, that was really awkward coming out from them. They knew that somebody was in the vicinity because the smoke was used, but got immediately popped as well. But they want to go for Nubik, who just blinked out. Oh, Steph Style is going actually for it. Boots of Travels up. That was an extremely aggressive play.
Even if he did manage to get there and kill off the Doom, it's still not going to really open the door for anything. Obviously, at a certain point, they're going to have all their BKBs and all this health, so Tinker March the Machine stuff isn't going to be a large issue. But it's not the Tinker counter push that's really the huge issue. It's the fact that Tinker can kill pretty much no matter whoever he wants at the drop of a hat. Like, it's his burst at this point. Plus, of course, the counter push is also a little bit annoying.
I mean, he has the E-Blade finished up now, so he definitely can just blow up pretty much anybody. Of course, Ape Mother probably gonna be able to survive it. Necro level 3, Ogre Club on top of that, so sitting at 2k HP. And Necro level 3 actually is finished on the Nature's Prophet as well. So their pushing power is definitely up there at the moment. And oh, Mass Serpent was used, but Setexi, well, bye-bye.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. They forced out the Reincarnation, but the tower's actually dropping pretty low. The Mystic Flare does land squarely onto Solan. The Doom now on Steph South. There's going to be no black hole in this fight. They do get that kill. Nubik now going to focus his attention onto Eastfield, but still, the Serpent Ward's going to try to take down the range racks. It's not going to happen. Coast lose 2, it looks like. And should everyone else get out alive? Well, Nature's Prophet can draw attention of all the neutrals, but it looks like everyone else from Coast is going to escape. They take a tier 3 tower. It's not the best for them, but hey, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show that even though the Tinker is there, actually Ape Mother might be in trouble. Setexi, gonna rearm. Nope, Shapeshift just in case from Ape Mother. Although, do they want to turn it around Setexi? No, he gets the TP out before any stuns come. But, I mean, even though the Tinker was there, the entirety of Sqreen Squad were defending. They still lost the tier 3 and almost the Ranger Axe. So, Coast, they didn't lose too much for it as well. It's not like they completely face-dived it. So if they just rinse and repeat what they did, they might just get racks after racks, of course. If they wait too long for it, it just might be too late. Especially since Doombringer has a Shiva's card as well. It's just excellent to jump in, pop the Shiva's card, try to get rid of some Necrobooks or just some units.
Doombringer right now is just such a disruptive hero. He's gotten really nice Dooms on pretty much all the correct targets. Like in the bottom lane fight, it was Shadow Shaman before the wards. In this top lane fight, it was the Enigma, so there's no black hole. Is now 8 Mother gonna get stunned up in his own jungle. There's a lot of damage, and Mystic Flare, that was nowhere near anything. But Dagon Blast, Ethereal Blade should be enough. Laser, Missile, 8 Mother run. I believe 8 Mother. Oh yeah, he's just so screwed.
Well, delaying tactics, that's all they were at the moment. E-skills, he's trying to push out the top lane, and actually mid lane, there's some pressure going on Solan. He has Necro level 3 as well, he pops it. Tinker of course already coming back, but they can still do some damage to the tower probably. Dagon up on the Necro Warrior though, smart choice by Tinker. E-Blade, Dagon, Necro Warrior down.
Yeah, it does hurt the Tinker quite a bit because of that last will, but hey, they cleared out the mid lane. They'll have to worry about top lane in a little bit, but by the time that's actually a threat, they would have had themselves in ages, because Roshan is being cleared out extremely quickly. The level 4 aura from Venture Spirit plus the level 4 Wave of Terror, and now a Maelstrom, so she's going to be dishing. It's another push in the top lane for Coast, but I don't think they could do this, especially not without their Lycan.
Yeah, and especially since there's a Dagon level 3 all of a sudden for Tinker. Doombringer picks up a BKB as well. And they're actually pretty highly leveled. Looking at the graphs, it's a 3k gold lead for Coast, but XP is 10k in Sqreen Squad's favor, which is a given. They have more kills, they have taken Roshan's as well. Plus, of course, just they're not grouping up as much as Coast is, since Coast, they do have the pushing lineup. And Afterlife now, he wants to put some pressure on mid lane, but oh, I like the Desolator pickup on Mirana, just speed up the push.
Yeah, it's a really nice one, but I would also like to point out that Doom, he got utterly demolished in lane, but he's at more than 600 gold per minute. He's on the top of the net worth chart, above his friendly Tinker. I mean, that is Hand of Midas and Devour working for you, but this guy, he got slowed down a little bit early game, but now it's looking like a Doom game. Like, he's gonna just jump in and be pretty much invulnerable to anything that the Coast side have to deal with him. So it should be a really nice disruptive Doom, though at the end of the day he's not doing the most damage. The sustainability that he has means that he's going to be doing low damage for a very long time, which ultimately adds up.
Yeah, I mean, this Doombringer definitely, he's having exactly the game that you would hope for, I guess. I mean, being number 1 in net worth isn't too surprising for a Doombringer, although just like you said, he's doing extremely well. But Coast looks like they don't want to give any breathing space to Sqreen Squad, and they're aware of the fact that if, with their itemization that they decided to go for, if this goes too long, they're probably not going to be able to just make a comeback anymore. And I think they're going to come in as well. Actually, cancels his TP. Maybe smartly so, but refresh my memory, but have we even seen a single black hole in this game?
I have not. I might have missed it, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't used it a single time.
But the push actually happened. ZXC is already in the soul and gonna get silenced up, taken out by the Mystic Flare. ZXC actually, they got the Hex on him, but there was no follow-up at all, and Frigolite is gonna lose his life as well, most likely. The Glyph came out from Sqreen Squad, so the tower will be saved as Doombringer gets the kill on Frigolite finally. So they just get some damage on the tower, but
at this point, they're just throwing their bodies against the tower and hope something sticks. And Afterlife's going to initiate onto 8 Mother. Here comes the Tinker for his burst combo. The Lycan's still pretty tanky. He'll get swapped back and then run the other direction. Missiles will chase him down, and he does try to bottle up in between those. Let's see if he can sneak a teleportation scroll. It looks like everyone else, they've given up chase, but there are Coast heroes around. Stefsal's going to get in there with the black hole now. First time in the game, and it's going to catch too. Not bad. They're going to take out the Venture Spirit, but Nubik's so tanky. Pop the Doom onto E skills and then try to chase him down with the BKB active. There's nothing the Enigma can do to help out the Mirana, and well, he's going to leave the Doom to finish it off as he does change his focus onto the Enigma. It's an easy 2-kill for the Doom as ZXC does return to this lane. They're going to push it, and they might be able to take down this Chibi tower, just with 2 of them.
yeah, and the sad part about this is that even if Enigma had been there like a second earlier, gotten the black hole onto the Tinker, he still has the Aegis as well, so killing him once won't even be enough at this point. And kill score 21 to 13, but Solan, oh, he tried to go for Nubik, but Nubik got the blink out.
8 Mother, though, is going to cut off his retreat, but the Tinker is coming, and 8 Mother is not going to see this one coming. Rip Lycan, he just got demolished.
Yeah, this is a take on level 5 by now as well. Blink in, the Shiva's got to slow down Frigolite. Level Death to slow him down even further. Will there be a Tinker coming in? Yes, there will be. Dagon. Easy kills, double kill. Nubik, he gets hexed up, but he's going to be fine. Just so damn speedy.
Yeah, this Tinker is just going off right now. I don't know if there's anything that Ghost can do to stop him. They do get Malphus onto Nubik and a Sprout, but instantly the Midnight Pulse will kill off that Sprout, and the Enigma does get 100-0 by the Tinker. No mana, however, so he ultimately can't go for killing Nature's Prophet, but this Tinker is absolutely terrifying right now, and Coast, they're slowly slipping out of this game. They had to have taken Raxus by this point if they want to compete against this Doom who's farming so much, and this Tinker, but that just hasn't happened.
Just imagine how different this game could have been if, for example, the Tinker was banned instead of a Viper. It just... This Tinker is literally keeping Sqreen, not even keeping Scream Squad in the game, but he is the reason why Scream Squad is probably in the lead and haven't lost tracks.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a ban. What if Coast applied any pressure at all to the Tinker? They literally they didn't send a single person into that mid lane. They left him alone the entire time, and when that happens, you're kind of asking for it, especially when you're running such an aggressively unit-oriented push lineup.
Yeah, I just think, I guess their lanes didn't really allow for it too much. Shadow Shaman could have tried a little bit together with Steps that just come in from the dire jungle. Really, I kind of agree, just not applying any pressure at all, just... Even if you send the Shadow Shaman there, and even if it doesn't end up getting the kill, just having the Tinker not farming for a little while, and of course Lycan getting more farm during it, could have already been a worthy investment.
Now the only thing I could possibly see is Coast, well, somehow backdooring / ratting out a set of Raxes from under the nose of Sqreen Squad, but the only way that'll actually happen is if someone like Lycan gives up his life. Like, they can't actually distract Sqreen Squad enough with just split push because Tinker can solo kill people. They have to actually have a skirmish going on while one or two heroes are in the base with the Serpent Wards, with the Treants, with, you know, all the Necrine and stuff, or just get a pick off on Tinker. That's good too. Malphus initiation up on top. He does launch the Ethereal Blade Dagon onto Solon, but it's not going to be enough to kill him off, or will it? 19 HP. This dude's living, and Tinker, though he does have a buyback, it will be forced out now as Coast, they're going to try to make a play up top, though I don't really think it's going to happen. As Nubik does come in instantly, gets the Doom and the kill on Mirana. Now he's going to change his focus onto Frigolite, and he's going to hide in the corner. This is a dead Shadow Shaman. Courier is in the area as well with the gem, but Tinker buying back, and Nubik 1v3, no problem. He's going to take that one home. And 8-Mother, he's going to be fine in the mid lane, but still, Coast, they get a very important pickoff, but it's just not good enough.
Yeah, Nubik, to be honest, I want to say, he's been just so damn good in both games. He was the Luna as well, just with an absolute sick farm in the game #1. So, I don't know, man. This Doombringer is just absolute man mode at the moment. They might get the stun on. Oh, the swap is there to stun onto 8-Mother as well. I'm not too sure if they have enough magic missile, but Tinker, he comes in, well, his damage definitely will be enough. Just E-Blade Dagon, it's way too much.
Yeah, this Tinker does quite a bit of damage, I would say, and they clean up all the Necro units, so it's another 200 chunk of gold for the Wraith King. I think at this point, the Wraith King with 4,900, almost 5k gold, he can even transition into a late game carry role, so he could pick up a Maelstrom or something like that, because it's the hot item to get. He might just die to the Midnight Pulse again, which is the second time, but that's only reincarnation. That's fine. That's okay. They're just going to slow siege this tower, and Coast, they need to make some split push happen right now, but no one can do it by themselves because the Tinker will just come in and obliterate them. So here comes the Vengeful Spirit for a little bit more power, and they will easily tear down this tower as the Assault Cuirass giving Doom some much needed damage per second. That Pack Leader Aura really also coming through big.
Yeah, the Doombringer, actually when the Vengeance Aura is there from Afterlife, he's hitting for 310 damage. So pretty damn good, especially if you get the crits from the Pack Leader's Aura. And man, this Doombringer overall, he's sitting on 37 armor at the moment. Even with the Desolator buff coming out from Mirana, he will just tickle from physical damage.
Really, the only way that I see Coast killing off this Doom is if they catch him with Midnight Pulse, because that does do percentage-based damage, but Doom has BKB, so they need to draw out the BKB, then like Black Hole him in Midnight Pulse or something, with everyone focusing him, or they might be able to kill him then, and then they have to work through a swap, so yeah, Nubik he has one more slot to fill as he could get rid of his Jump of Endurance. I don't really know what I would go for if I was that Doom, maybe more health, maybe just a nice damage item or something like that, but I don't really think it cares. I think it matters, actually.
He doesn't even really need too much more at the moment. Especially if the Vengeful Spirit will be around to provide the Vengeance Aura on top of that. Maybe somebody Sqreen, for example, can pick up if Vladimir's offering for them just some extra damage, but no, it's going to be the Maelstrom up for Sqreen. So Mjolnir, actually, he has the Mjolnir already. Yes, he's flying out. Afterlife has picked up an ultimate orb, so probably going to go for the meta style. Has almost 5k in the bank. They just have so much gold. Looking at the graphs, 12k gold lead, 30k plus XP.
Yeah, so Vengeful Spirit. Oh no, it's actually a Scythe. I actually like this choice a little bit more than Manta Style, I'd say. Just having that extra lockdown is certainly going to be very useful, but I mean, with the lead that Sqreen Squad have right now, I don't think it really matters what the Vengeful Spirit picks up for that ultimate orb, since they're just so far ahead right now.
Yeah, I mean, if Coast wanted to just contest late game, as far as just damage output goes, first of all, they would need BKBs, lots of them against Tinker. And actually, Solan, they might get the kill on ZXC just as we were talking about. Nope, after that, he gets the swap out. ZXC is still alive, and he actually might be able to escape. And even if he goes down, he has the Aegis anyway. But nice attempt from Ghost at Afterlife, just with that long range swap. Newbig, oh no, the blinks go out. He might still get the chase on Steph Dial though. He gets tip, level def. Bye bye, Enigma.
Oh,
actually,
the jukes. The jukes are real. He's invisible and he's fine, but Solan, he's gonna try to go after Afterlife, and it looks like he will pick off the Venge. But now doomed in a corner, Mystic Flare. This Nature's Prophet is so dead. He's gonna go down. In the meantime, bottom lane, Lycan, he's gonna have his BKB forced out. I think he tried to go for the Tinker there, but that's a 10-second BKB charge in order to accomplish absolutely nothing. The rest of the heroes are gonna try to split push a little bit, but at the very best, they get a tier 3 tower.
Yeah, I mean, this game is just too hard for Coast at the moment. I mean, they have buyback if they really want to on an Ace Prophet. But the blinks come in, they get the stun on Ape Mother, there's no shapeshift anymore, and this is gonna be an easy kill. Tinker doesn't even make it there with his take on.
Come on, mid lane Serpent Wards, I believe. No, they're not gonna do it. They're focusing on the melee racks, unfortunately. The range rack's a little bit too far away, so a little bit of iffy placement there. But yeah, as I was saying, that's the only way that Coast are actually gonna get a set of racks is if someone is distracting the entirety of Sqreen Squad with their own life, and then they just manage to sneak it in. But that's very costly, very risky, and as this game progresses, it gets even more and more risky, since Tinker can pick up a Sheep Stick, it seems like. He's holding on to quite a bit of gold. No, it's going to be a full-on Bloodstone, and that is going to have a lot of charges, I predict.
Yeah, most likely, and there's even Heart of Trash now on Doombringer. 3.7k HP, 36 armor, unkillable?
Midnight Pulse, still the best tool, but pretty much unkillable.
And the tower taking some damage. I mean, they still don't have the fastest push, they don't have a Desolator on their own, but Newbie coming in, AC of course providing the minus armor. Afterlife, actually staying so far back, she's just wanting to be there for the defensive swap. But Mystic Flare completely whiffs. Kiilstofte might still be in trouble. Silenced up. There's the Hex onto Sqreen. But suddenly ZXC, he came in. One hero down. Reincarnation pop. But man, Ape Mother, even he might lose his life. No PKB is there. ZXC. Can he outrun them? He has the Aegis. Even if he dies, still does not care. Sqreen, he doesn't have his Reincarnation anymore, but he's probably not even gonna go down. ZXC hexed up though.
Oh, no, swap out, and this game is just so over. Sqreen Squad haven't lost a single hero yet, and they're diving the fountain. They don't have any Raxes yet, but they don't care. Doom's gonna take a bath in the fountain just to show off how tanky it is. This is yeah, this is the show that says, "Get out of my game, you lost. I'm sitting in your fountain."
Yeah, actually Sqreen, he's gonna lose his life. I mean, but doesn't really matter. Steph going for the black hole in the base, but Newbig is tanking up the most of it. Just the base even isn't damaging him almost. He will go down in the end. Actually, they only lose one set of racks, so Sqreen Squad maybe going a little bit too eager there.
Comeback time. It's comeback time. Let's see if they kill off the Tinker before he blinks. No. He's gonna blink and then, well, try to TP out. He gets swapped out by Afterlife, and Tinker's safely in the Sprout. That's not where you want to put a Tinker. Gonna be firing missiles and lasers and all of this technology stuff. Yeah, this game is just so over. GG's been called. They're not even gonna wait for the Ancient to fall.
Yeah, I mean, this Tinker was just way too fat, way too huge, and not only him, just everybody on Sqreen Squad, and just overall well played 2-0 victory for Sqreen Squad.
Yeah, I mean, again, you gotta pressure the Tinker, guys. You absolutely cannot let the Tinker get a free lane, because if you do, this game is what it shows what happens if you let a Tinker get too much free space. It just is almost impossible to come back from.
Yeah, I think Coast, they probably learned their lesson for the next games, but unfortunately for them, they will meet their first defeat in the Joint Dota League, but it's only one defeat, so all is good for them probably, just getting into the playoffs, the top 4 get there, so they're on their way. But guys, this is gonna be it for us for today. I think the next cast will be nighttime, I'm not too sure, but for us, at least for the time being, it's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, of course, be sure to follow us on this channel, as well as HeflaTV 2 and HeflaMoke on Twitch, and our social media, HeflaTV for everything, but YouTube is HeflaMoke. You can find the links below the stream, and of course, if you like the casters personally, you can follow me at Coucher on Twitter, and my co-caster Mike Lores, at Mike Lores of course, on Twitter, and Mike Lores on Twitch as well. And any last words?
No, that's just about it. Tinker got really big, Doom got really big, and the pushing comp just didn't come together. So a nice 2-0 from Sqreen Squad, and well, I'm glad I actually got to cast this second game.
Yeah, and guys, with this, it's gonna be just a few songs now to finish up the stream, but may you have a good evening.
GG, guys.